Good morning, guys. It's qualifying day at Klutch Kickers. Yesterday, last runs of practice felt really good, so I'm feeling confident. I think things are gonna go well today. There's no telling for sure, but obviously, by the way things went yesterday, I think it's looking way better than I had originally thought. So I'm coming in with good confidence. The car has had no problems. It's a reliable, well-built car. I just need to figure out how to put it where I need to put it. Let's see how the day unfolds. So group 1 practice is done. It's time for our second group practice, which is first laps of the day for us. There's a huge line here. We're actually blocked in because there's so many cars here. So I missed the time a little bit to back out. So we changed the front toe, put a little bit of toe out in the front, hoping that it helps with the bringing the wheel around a little bit easier. Other than that, I'm just gonna keep driving. I think I've got it figured out. Get some good laps in today and hopefully get a good qualifying score. Tonight is top 64, so we'll see how it all unfolds. I don't really know how it's gonna go one way or the other. case scenario, the last lap of practice, I was getting it dialed, I felt really good, and then I went to go hit 4th gear and it just wouldn't go in. So I missed initiation at that point. I go back to 3rd, I start to initiate, then I jam 4th and it goes in. I was like, okay, that's weird. Finish the lap off in 4th. Then I realized that was my last lap in practice, so I can't really test the car anymore. So as I'm rolling around the bank off the track, I'm going 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4th, trying to verify that it's going to actually work. And it worked every time. I was like, okay, what's wrong? And I'm like paranoid, like, okay, we can't, obviously we had a problem. So then I get up, coming off the track, 3rd, 4th, won't go in. Go to 2nd, it's like acting weird. So it's not 100% broken, but it's not good. So we have about an hour, I don't know, hour and a half right now, I hope. So we're taking the top of the transmission apart to see if it's bent forks or something. Worst case scenario, if it only goes into 3rd, we can re-gear the rear end with the quick change to make it so we can use 3rd gear until we have time to figure this out. But we're gonna try that right now. All right, so we came to cool off in the car. Seth and those guys were working on the.
Okay. The 4th gear still works.
What do you mean?
Like, not super consistent, but I think it's depending on like how fast you pull it, because it's like balling internally somehow or something slightly bent.
Dude, I couldn't get it in there.
I know.
Like, it wouldn't go in.
I drove it up and down. I did it 5 times in a row. So but depending on how fast I pulled it, it changed it. I think we're gonna switch the rear gear. I want to switch the rear gear back to what it was, and I want you to go up and down the road and test putting it in the 4th gear and see if you can get it in the 4th gear and how fast you can pull it or whatever works to make it work.
But if we use 3rd gear, we know it's gonna work. Like, there's not any possibility of it not going in.
You're a driver that, like, if you don't have that consistency, it like messes you up. So like, depending on the situation, like if it's a different car, like a whole new thing, I think it's just like not easy to adjust to something that you don't know well. It's not like throwing a different gear in your S18 and then all of a sudden like, oh, different gear, whatever, I can handle it. It's just a little bit different. This is like a whole new thing. Like if there's any problems, it's a problem.
Do you remember how we were talking yesterday about like your last one of practice should be like the best? This is just the worst case scenario because my head's like in the wrong spot right now. I had it so dialed in 4th gear, like everything was so good.
That's what I think, because there's no room for practice or anything. Okay. That has to be the gear that it was.
Now what's the risk? Like, let's think about the risk. If we get a 0.
And you have a 50-50 shot for the next one, so you have 2 chances. And depending on how often it's going to go in the gear. Also, because it's qualifying and not like you're not leading someone, you're not going to screw someone behind you. So if it's a little bit late, you can still make it work.
True. I could run up slow and get it into gear solid.
Right, and it'll lower your qualifying points, but like not as much as like
as a 0 or
zeroing or screwing in. So I feel like there's a high like a probability of good runs both, but like one's higher than the other by a significant amount, I think.
Okay. You guys gonna change the gear back?
Yeah, I'll go tell.
And then we'll just drive around the parking lot.
And then just practice and see if you can get in the gear. You need to test at low and or higher RPM, because lower RPM is really easy. Because obviously I can't.
Yeah.
You can shoot it, but you might be able to go out there and.
It's weird that I've had dog boxes have gear problems, and like you'll feel it go in, it'll go kunk, 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 kunk. You'll feel the teeth go through it. This one doesn't.
Feel like it.
I know
I know what you're talking about. Like you usually feel the dogs like skip off.
Because I called Trenton and I called Cameron Moore, and they're both like, "Well, what do you mean the shaft brake?" This I'm like, dude, it's not going in. It's not like popping out. It's not like it just won't travel far enough to go in to gear.
It's like the weirdest dog box I've ever felt ever. Comparative to yours, like you can feel the teeth like click off normally, and this one like a little bit, but it just like either goes in or it doesn't go in. It's weird. Like it shifts really easily, easier than any other dog box I've ever driven. Right. And I don't know if it's because it's top shift or whatever, but like it's definitely like not easy to feel. So it's just like a guessing game when it works and when it doesn't work. There's no way to jam it in.
Our neighbors, Connor O'Sullivan, his guys, and same with Alec Honadale's guys, they've been really helpful trying to help us figure it out. But basically, we took the top cover off to see if we could access the top plate.
The trans plate.
Yeah, the trans plate. And
there's no room.
Trenton's trans tunnel has bracing and stuff in it, and so that you can't pull the top cover off to service it. So we have to pull the transmission out tonight after all this stuff, unless it works. If it works, it's just like that's always gonna be in the back of my head. Like, am I gonna miss 4th this time?
I mean, I can make some pull it out. Just kidding, but. We can pull it out after. We just need to work the qualifying.
I know.
Or we can re-gear tomorrow because it's practice.
Top 64 is tonight. Top 64 is tonight.
I thought it wasn't.
It is tonight.
And the drivers didn't even say anything about it.
It's tonight. All right. Well, just one thing at a time. All right. Thanks, Seth. So, this is not ideal for my mental state either way, like I was saying, I'm sitting in the car cooling off. We're using Bobby's Mustang because the truck that I brought cross country that had excellent AC, the air conditioning lines rubbed through from being on this long trip. And last time Kelly and I took it apart, we had to move the condenser. And so when we put the condenser back, the AC lines were just rubbing the whole way until there's a hole in it. And we lost all the refrigerant. And then these guys went and bought a line today, and the line fit, but the charge port was a high side, and then the other side is a high side. So now we have two high side ports, and we can't charge it with the AC thing because we need a low side port to charge it. So I don't know why that line was built with a high side port instead of a low side port. So we're gonna go buy manifold gauges from Harbor Freight and charge it that way. But like, anyways, the point is I'm sitting in this car because I'm dying of a headache. I'm like super hot. Colton is also dying of we don't know what yet. We haven't got an official diagnosis, but I'm not sure if he's actually still alive. But we need to get him out of the heat too because he has a serious medical condition right now. Mine is not as serious, but I have a really bad headache, so I'm trying to get over that. Alton is just enjoying the AC. I guess my ride's here. I gotta go drive that car and make sure it goes into 4th gear. Oh, here he comes. He's pissed. He's pissed. He's pissed.
He's out here in a different car, on a different side, and he's coming out here to do that. This car wasn't able to compete. Looks like he's definitely committed. He's not. It don't look like it's his first time competing in this car so far. He's doing a great job staying on the throttle. Wow, nice and tight on the inside clip, throwing into that second outer zone. At least he gets a better view of that outer zone now from that side as he makes his way around the edge. Right on the outside. Even though Brandon Whitney in a farm car coming out here, throwing down with what could be one of the better qualifying runs here.
Right. So, just did my qual lap. I was super nervous about 4th gear not working. So I shifted a little bit different. Second, third, wasn't wrapping it out like I usually do. Got it quick shifted to 4th, went into gear. Immediately my confidence went up, right? As I'm getting to the edge of the corner, do my handbrake thing, get out to the edge of the track, and then dump the clutch. And it was like one of my better lines, I felt like. Getting out there, like I didn't really make any mistakes or bobbles on the initiation that I can remember. I'll have to go back and watch it, but it felt really solid. I got out to the edge of the track. I rode the edge of the track just like I've been doing. The transition in the middle wasn't super strong, but it wasn't my worst one, right? I did it decent. I kicked back, stabbed foot brake a little bit, get back in it, get back out to the edge of the track. Outer zone 2, I filled the whole thing. I feel like I did a really good job on outer zone 2. And then the inner clip towards the end was like not bad. Maybe I'm taking a weird line through there, I'm not sure. But either way, I felt like it was one of my best. I did really, really well. And the judge gave me a 79, which I felt was kind of low. But watching back, the car's kind of slow to transition. It's kind of boaty. It's not like impactful and super strong as far as like getting around the track. So I don't know. Some people were telling me it was a low score for what it was, but either way, I'm just happy that the car worked. I didn't miss shift, nothing went wrong, and we got a score that's going to get us decently placed in the show. So I don't know what we're going to do now as far as working on the car. I don't know if we're going to pull the trans and trying to figure it out. I don't know exactly what's going on, but either way, one step at a time, we got through that. We have to get ready for top 64 tonight, so I really doubt we're gonna pull the trans. Probably just cross our fingers and hope it works for tonight.
That really zooms up a lot. So I'm not gonna lie, I might have just got your comedy for the day. I was testing out the zoom on Russell and just right up to the nuts. Just right up there, just full blown for everything. So you're gonna have to censor that.
11th, Brandon Wicknick. 10th is Sasha Prospero. 9th is Alberto Rosa. 8th, Alaconadel. 7th, Taylor Hall. 6th, Nick Ward. 5th, Nate Hamilton. 4th, Adam LZ. 3rd, Dan Burkett. 2nd, Chelsea Denofa. And 1st, Taylor Ray. And we'll get the bracket, the link posted very shortly.